Mahesh and Mukesh Bhatt created a successful horror brand with 1920. The first one, directed by Vikram Bhatt, was a big hit and spawned 3 more sequels: 1920 Evil Returns, 1920 London, and 1921. Now Vikram passes the directing mantle on to his daughter Krishna, who's making her debut with 1920 Horrors of the Heart.
From being an assistant when first 1920 came, to making your directorial debut with this 5th film of the franchise. Tell me, what's this journey been like for you, and now when the film is released, how do you feel?
I think it's so ironic that I decided to become a filmmaker because of 1920, and today I'm making my debut with 1920. So it's like a celestial thing in my head that okay, it's a celestial irony because it's like everything came together to be 1920 all over.
तुम्हारी बेटी मेघना
ये मेघना है।
अच्छा किया कि तुम यहाँ आ गई। इसे अपना ही घर समझो।
I'm really lucky and blessed that, and at the same time, I'm very happy that the content made the distributors feel like they felt confident that okay, we should release this in the theater, and not only in Hindi, let's release this in Tamil, Telugu, worldwide.
कौन है?
Avika, a very different genre for you too, a new genre in fact. Tell me, what was this experience like?
It was amazing. I always wanted to be a part of something that challenges me, and I think this was it. It was definitely a very big responsibility to be a part of this one, not just because it is horror, but it is 1920.
सुबह सुबह ही आप शकुन।
राधिका की जान पर वार नहीं करना है। राधिका की जान जिसमें अटकी है उस पर वार करना है।
Everybody has loved the franchise so much that it becomes kind of, you can't go wrong there, and you don't want to. And I think that is the feeling I've been having since the time we started working on it. And I really wanted to give my best and give my 100% to whatever I do. And I was like almost always available to experiment into whatever the director wants me to do. I was just there, and I love doing that.
हाथों से छुपाऊं आजा मेरी गुड़िया एक लोरी सुनाऊं तुझको
When it comes to horror, Bhatt has mastered this genre. Tell me, what makes Mahesh sir, Vikram sir such great storytellers in your opinion, and how much involvement did they have on this project, or did they let you do your own thing?
See, when it comes to horror, he is the king of horror, right? It was like literally, some people would call it a suicide mission to make my debut as a director in a horror film called 1920. If the comparison had to stop somewhere, now I've just put like a never-ending comparison list that I've added. But they are firstly very, very good storytellers, not only because of their experience, but because of all that they've honed their skills with a lot of viewing of other material, with a lot of reading, with a lot of creativity that they have. That's one. Then the second thing is that I think while I would be stupid not to take my dad's advice, especially when it comes to horror, because there is something that he's mastered over the years, and I don't want to be ridiculous and say, oh, you don't give me any advice, I'll make my mistakes and get like whacked on the head. Dad was always there to help me. At the same time, he stayed off the set, like in the sense he would not, while Unreal Engine and augmented reality is something that he was helping with, he never tried to tell me what to do, how to do. He never interfered. There was a point when wherever he gave a suggestion, I would be like, you direct it. I'm not directing it if you can tell me what to do. He's like, I'm not telling you, I'm just giving you a suggestion like anybody would give. I was like, I know, but I don't want you as my ghost director. So then one day Mahesh uncle told him, just leave the set, just stay away from the set. So I think Avika has been witness to Dad and my innumerable fights of, don't tell me what to do. I'm just trying to help you. Don't help me.
I'm still hopeful for a very great product because it's a Bhatt team. It's 1920s
No,
fifth film.
you know, in the post-production, Dad has played such a big role. He is a marvel with horror edits, horror sounds, horror music, even the promos. You know, he's cut them himself. He's not gotten anyone else. He sits and cuts each horror promo himself. He's a master at horror, and I would not take away 0.5% of how good he is at it.
मुझे छोड़कर यहाँ तुम अचानक से किस काम के लिए आई?
कुछ भी बताना मेरे लिए जरूरी नहीं है।
जरूरी है मेघना।
You know, there's another primary element of Bhatt Camp films is the music of the films. Avika, tell me which is your favorite track from this film and why?
I love Wo Kahani because I'm just very fond of sad songs. I just love sad songs. So I think that is one reason.
They are like suckers for depression.
Maybe. But Wo Kahani is, I think, the way it is shot, the way the placement of it in the film, I think everything just is just so perfect. I really love that song. Even when we were shooting for it, I was very excited for that.
Krishna, I want to ask you, are you a fan of horror genre? If so, which are some of your favorite horror films except the 1920 franchise, please?
I have become a great lover of horror films. I was not earlier. I was very scared. Actually, it's not that I didn't like horror films. I just got so scared easily. Like the first 1920, I didn't sleep for 5 nights because I thought there was someone hanging in my bathroom from the shower. So I genuinely did think that. I almost gave my dad spondylitis by holding his neck too tight while watching the film. He wore a collar for 2 days after that. Yeah, safe to say I scared easily. But you know, when 1920 was being written, I wanted to imbibe as much horror as I could, and then I started watching one horror after another, and I started liking it. And there's a show called The Exorcist, which I keep saying on Amazon, I think. And it's something that was just, it blew my mind because there was so much emotion with horror, which is something that we've tried to do in 1920. We've kind of put emotion and horror together. And, you know, by the end of it, by the time we were mixing the film, I was coming up with really creepy sounds and ideas. So Dad looked at me one day and said, "What have I made of you, you know?" I was like, "Why don't we add some bones cracking in the background?" And Dad's like, "Oh my God, you're just weird now."
अगर आप मुझे छोड़कर नहीं जाती तो ये सब नहीं होता।
Krishna, one final message to all the fans in North America, what they should expect with this film.
I just want you guys to love this film like you guys love, you know, you guys are so pure with your love. You don't really differentiate and discriminate. So just go, watch it and give it your love because we've really worked hard on this one.